Good morning, folks. Frank Zorrilla here, Zor Capital, the 27th of July. Happy Friday. Big news overnight was the Amazon AMZN reported their numbers. The stock immediately after the close, I mean, it's amazing, went down 5% to 1706 and came screaming back within 5 minutes back to almost 1900. Poor algos. Stock is trading at 1888, 1889, up about 80 points pre-market. Twitter just came out with their numbers. Not that impressive based on the amount of users that they have, which went down. The stock is down to 38 from 42.94. GDP came out up 4.1%, whatever that means. Right now, the SPY is pretty much up about 30 cents. So let's go over the daily swing watch list. This is yesterday's list. DK, right off the bat, I mean, the first thing I said in the video yesterday was I'm not going to chase the open because of Facebook. And DK, within the first 5 minutes, broke out and had a 6% run. That was a beautiful move. TLGT broke out as well. I went long this stock. Stanley Black & Decker, same exact thing like DK. Right at the open, just started moving. Stock closed up 4 points. VSTM triggered down 3 days in a row. I like this one. I might even add to VSTM if it goes through yesterday's highs, which is 805. Franny, I did not take, but it did trigger early on. RH did trigger. I took it. You know, went up immediately. I mean, this thing got as high as 143.37, but faded at the end of the day. This is a very tough stock. And MDGL, another, highly volatile stock that the trigger was 276.81, buy stop 276.91, and it got as high as 283. With some of these stocks with the MDGL, RH, you either got to, you have to play it small, number one, and you can even possibly day trade it because the moves are so wide. So for today, I got 10 names, and very simply, Fossil triggered as well, by the way. I like this setup a lot, heavily shorted. It's got I bought it yesterday at 27.64. That was the average, a little bit above the buy stop. But either way, it still looks good. All right, so what we're looking for is we're looking for stocks that have momentum for the most part, that have been trading sideways for 15 to 20 days, and you see some type of contraction. And at the very end of the contraction, we're looking for the first sign of expansion to jump on board and get involved in the second leg higher. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. We're looking for swing trades that might last anywhere between 3 to 10 days, and the stops for the most part is either the 3-day low, the low of 3 days ago, or the low of the day. So for today, we have NTES. Stock has been down, but it's been pretty much going sideways since May. It's been tightening up here, pattern of lower highs and of higher lows. Resistance here at the 270 level. The stock printed an inside day. Listen, a stock that trades at $270 a share, it's extremely rare for it to print an inside day. This is very tight action considering the price of the stock. I like the stock going to 268.79. In a situation like this, for me, maybe it's just the stocks that I'm tracking right now and I'm trading. They're not breaking down. They're not really breaking out. They're stalling for the most part once they break out. So, you got to reduce. For me, I have to reduce size. I'm trading at a reduced level here because the stocks are not trading the way I want them to trade. And the fact of the matter is that when you're swing trading, the market is open, but it's not open for you to make money every single day. Okay, just like any other business, a restaurant business, you're going to make money, maybe 3 out of 7 days. Okay, as far as the market is concerned, you might make a bulk of your money in 3 months out of the 12. Those 3 months, which one are they? No one really knows. But just keep that in mind that the market is not open for you to make money every single day. There's certain times you can get a sweet spot where things are really, really rolling, and that's when you want to step on the gas and you really want to make that big return within that short-term time frame. So anyway, NTES, I like the stock going to the 268.79. Here's the way I would play it. I will put a buy stop at 268.89, okay? And then more than likely at a reduced level. So let's say, for example, I have to buy 1,000 shares. Maybe I'll only buy 500, okay? And then I might put a buy stop for 250 shares through this high, 270.64 at 270.74, okay? So that's how I'm looking to play NetEase. ZS, holding up well. Printed an inside day. Again, these stocks are just not going, but I like the stock going through 40.73. A stop right over here at $39 a share. EC, oil and gas play, printed an inside day. MAs are hugging. This stock had, made a big move here. It's been consolidating, going sideways for a while. Oil names, they trade pretty much together. If the oil sector is doing well, for the most part, every single oil stock moves with the sector and does well as well. So I like the stock going through 2087, buy stop 2097, stop here at 2040. AGN, they just came out with their numbers yesterday. The stock has been trading sideways for about, call it roughly 9 months. Sideways action, you can call it an inverse head and shoulders pattern, whatever you want to call it, but the stock's been tightening up here at the higher end of the range. They came out with the numbers. They announced a 2 billion share buyback. You got some big boys involved recently. Carl Icahn is one of them. I like the stock going through 179.10. Buy stop 179.20. Stop at the low of the day. Call it 173. SIG, a jeweler. They had some issues before. The stock gapped up big on some earnings. The stock is heavily shorted. It's been holding well. I like the stock going through 60.90 with a stop here at $59 a share. TGA, oil and gas name, had a big move here. It's been just digested the move. Pulled back a little, back to the 20-day moving average. First touch after this big move. I like the stock going to 340, stop at 320. ZFGN. Something we flagged right over here when it was down 3 days in a row, printed an inside day. I like the stock going through 1090, stop right over here at 1030. Roku, great setup, a lot of coal mine earnings on the 8th of August. It looks good. It's just not going. These stocks are not, for the most part, are triggering, but they're not following through. I like the stock going through 49.63. You have to give this one some room, so a stop here at roughly, call it $46 a share. VKTX, biotech stock up big on 40 million shares here. This was a big up day. I like the stock right here, right now, with a stop right over here at 1050. Goose, something we bought here and here, had a decent move, not a lot, then started to stall a little bit. I like the stock going through 62.63 with a stop here at 60. And that's about it. So very simply, what we're looking to do is we have our list pre-market, okay? And that's that. So we want to take the emotion out of the game. We don't want to be on Twitter the entire day and seeing people talking about XYZ stock and jumping aboard and try to chase something. That's not what we're looking to do. So we're looking to make it as mechanical as possible. You put your buy stops in, and either the market is going to get you in or keep you out, okay? We don't want to play favorites. Right now, my favorite is NTES and AGN. Those are my two favorites. Now, are they going to trigger? I don't know. If they do trigger, are they going to be the best performing ones? I have no idea. You might have a clue, an idea, a hunch, but at the end of the day, you don't know. Your job is to very simply, you don't pick and choose, you don't cherry pick, you put your buy stops in, and you allow the market to do whatever it is it has to do. So trade them well and be well.